A little big businessman is here with us today. Hi, I'm Alric, and welcome to the show. Jamani is here with
Yes.
us. How are you, big businessman?
Yes, I'm blessed and highly favored.
You're,
Thank you for having me.
you're welcome, sir. You're blessed and highly favored. Why are you in business, sir? At 12 years old,
Because I want to make money.
you want to... What advice would you give me right now? As a businessman myself, I believe I need a few tips. What advice do you have for me right now and for our viewers at home?
My advice is when you put God first, everything else will fall into place because you can never go wrong with God.
Wow. Where do you get this kind of attitude from, this spirit from? How did that develop?
Well, I would say I would really get it all from my parents because they were the one who grew me up like this.
So in everything that you do, you whisper a word of prayer first and then you get into it.
Yes.
How has business been?
Business has been great. I've been getting a lot of orders, and at times I even get some messages from people who just want advice. Some people ask me, what do I do? I'm in this kind of situation and I would really love your advice. And seeing stuff like that really moves my heart a lot.
We're going to talk more about your advice to people as well, but take me into the belly of your business. What is the name of your business? What are the products you do? And, how you're making it happen?
Well, the name of my business is 876 Rug Dealer. I sell customizable doormats and planter boxes.
So help me to understand more about your doormats. What are some of the things that I can get on my doormats? And what are some of the things that people ask you to put on their doormats?
Well, because it's customizable, it would all really be up to you. But if you wouldn't know what you would want in it, I would give you some suggestions, like turn back if you love chat people business and wipe your
Sorry,
foot.
come again, what's that one?
Turn back if you love chat people business. Because some people just like to come to your yard just to come chat other people business.
Right.
And there's also one that is called wipe your foot. And did you call first? Because some people just love
Show
pop
up.
up yes and they don't call.
Wow. So a lot of the things that people ask for, they're very Jamaican, and a lot of the things that you suggest as well, the language is very Jamaican and
Yes.
where everybody can connect to. Yeah? What inspired you to get into this? Apart from the fact that you want money.
Well, what really inspired me was my mother, because she's an entrepreneur and she would always bring me to her restaurant because she's a restaurateur, and I'd always just watch her work. I watch how she would interview people. I watch how she would run the place, and I got inspired, and I said to her, "Mommy, I want to start my own business too." Then she said, "Well, just start saving up your lunch money." So that's what I started to do. I started saving up my lunch money every single day after school. But soon the pandemic came, so I couldn't go out to school anymore. So I had to improvise. So I started going to some family members and some friends, and I started asking them for a contribution of $1,000 because it's not that much.
Germany started at $1,000. It's not that much, yeah?
So then after I got
So what were they saying when you're like, said I need $1,000 because I was about to start a business? What was their reaction?
They were really happy and they were really supportive. They even gave more than $1,000. And I was really happy to know that so many people were going to be there by my side no matter what.
Wow. Now, how did you figure out what kind of business to actually do and the product that you'd want to sell?
Well, the reason I started this whole business was because not too many people do doormats and I don't really want that much competition, and it's not too saturated in the market.
Wow. So one of the things that I can imagine, right now I'm figuring out that once I'm getting into business, I need to assess the market to see, demand and all of those things. And you don't want to get into anything that everybody's into.
Yes.
Wow. So when people contact you, for those who may not have an idea that, the CEO is a 12-year-old, when they do find out, what's kind of reaction that you get?
I get like lots of, what, you're just 12 years old and you started your own business and you're a genius and all of these things. And honestly, I've been told to expect stuff like this from a very young age because my parents have always told me, you're destined for greatness, you're a brilliant boy. And they've raised me to just expect all these kind of compliments and all these surprises from people. So when people say that to me, I'm not too surprised. it just comes natural, you know.
Yeah. Do you think that you're a genius?
I am a genius.
You've considered being a motivational speaker, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah. What do you like about that?
I just like to have the feeling of making someone else feel better, because being a leader is a big responsibility, and I like being a leader because when you're in authority, people really expect you to just have the answer for something in 3 seconds. So that's something I've gotten used to. Like, that's also another trait of being a motivational speaker. People can just come up to you, ask you for advice, and they'll just expect to get it at the same time. So something like I like to do is to just listen to some motivational speeches and everything, just so I can always have that trait in me. So whenever someone just comes up to me, asks me for advice, I can just give it to them. It's like, it's nice to just know that you're helping someone out and you know that you can make their day better or even their life better.
Wow, I'm learning from you. I'm going to start watching some videos, some more as well. And what school do you attend and what's that like?
Cornwall College.
Good. Tell me about your planter boxes.
My planter boxes are these long wooden boxes. Like, there's this little box part and you can put a plant in it, and there's this long part where you can put any kind of word like welcome to the Simpsons house and everything. Or, you don't have to put a plant in there. You can be seriously creative, because one of my friends actually suggested, like, I want a planter box, and instead of a plant, I want to have this little thing written on the long part of the box saying, drop money in here.
Drop money.
It's a very creative idea.
Right, and the drop money in your hair is very good as well. I like that. So I want to talk to your mother in the next segment of this show, all right? You want your mommy beside you?
No, I'm too old for that right now.
You're too old for it?
Yes.
Well, I'm still going to invite her. I want to talk to her. All right, so we take a break. When we come back, we meet Jamani's mother as we learn more about her and how she has supported her son through his business. At 11 years old, Jamani created his business plan, and 1 year later, he launched 876 Rug Dealer. His mother, Esther, is here with us to tell us more about when Jamani came to you. And he said, Mommy, I'm about to start a business. I need your help. How did you feel about that?
Oh, thank you for having us, Alric. We're just honored to be here. When Jamani came to me with because he has always been having a lot of ideas from a very young age. He wanted to be a motivational speaker. Then he wanted to do shirts. So he had this little diary where he would write down his little notes of the things that he would put on the shirts. So he has been in this mode he had a very early start from watching me, and he wanted to do it for himself. So I wasn't surprised at all. I was just prepared for when.
Wow. And how did you support him now to ensure that, he start what he wants to do?
I supported him in terms of getting the steps of business. You have to have your business plan and all the procedures to make sure that he does it properly.
Yeah.
So that is how I came in, gave him the advice, what to expect and stuff like that.
Right. Jamani, when the business was launched and you got your first order, take me to that day. How do you remember it and how you felt?
First day and the first order, it was nice. I was very much excited because that was my first money. Because remember, it's my business now, so it's supposed to be my business, my money. But yeah, that she's the one who's in charge of everything. She's in charge of social media, and she's also in charge of money. So it was kind of sad when I only got like $1,000, but it was okay. I was still excited about it.
Right, because you know how to put money back in the business.
Exactly.
Now, who makes the decisions in your business though? Where the final decisions stop?
I mean, we both really just go over things, because I can't think about something that I want to do and she's not okay with it, because we both have to agree on the same thing. So we usually do everything together. So if someone asks for advice and I can't do it, she'd usually be there to take over. And if she's busy, I'd usually be there to take over.
Wow. So it's also good that to have this attitude in your business, that you learn from each other and so that the business, can survive. Yeah?
Yes.
Now, where do you imagine 876 Rug Dealer?
In 5 years?
Yeah, let's go to 5 years. Or maybe even 2 years.
I would see it in 5 years. I see it's larger, it's expanded, and I'm much older, would have gotten out of high school by then. And I also see myself starting the other tufting business.
Outside of the business of manufacturing and selling your products as well, what other career path have you ever considered before now or is now considering?
I've always wanted to be a teacher since like kindergarten. Because I love to teach people things. I like to tell everyone something that I've learned. That's why I'm so curious all the time. I'm always thirsty for knowledge. And I think that's what really just, made me be the person I am today, and also what makes me want to be a teacher.
Wow. Now, Esther, if somebody doesn't see Jamani's face and he's talking to them, they might think that he's way older.
Yes, because he's an old soul.
No, what do people usually say when they hear Jamani talk to them and, he's giving them the advice, he's running his business? What are people saying? Your friends, family, what are they saying?
My friends, they're excited, they're supportive. They make sure that they have everything that he sells. They also share it with their families because they just want to be there for him and to make sure that he knows that he has support all the way around.
Mm-hmm. Right. Jamani, how do you market your business?
On social media. I mean, mainly on Instagram. And usually as soon as I post something, I get lots of orders. That's how it usually works. So all I know is that when I'm done doing this mat for somebody, all I have to do is just take a picture and I have hundreds of more customers to deal with.
Wow.
So a picture equals at least 100 customers.
Great. Now, what is the most important lesson you think you have learned from the time, you're in business? Well, what is that important lesson that you have learned? Whether it happened in a bad way or a good way, or maybe there's not bad for you, but there's a lesson that you have pulled from that experience.
A really major lesson I've learned is that I have to be much more organized, and I have to start setting times and dates for everything, because when you're younger, you don't really have too much going on. You don't have that much stuff to do. But now that when you get older, you have lots of more responsibilities. So now I have business plus school, and I even have to try and, get some childish stuff done, because I'm just 12 years old. I still have my whole childhood to live through. So what I've learned is just to be more organized, and I have to be much more flexible, because you don't know what life is going to bring at you all the time.
Well, what are some of the fun things that you do?
As a businessman?
No, as a 12-year-old.
I mean, I like to swim, I like to read, and I love track and field. I love to run a lot because I have a lot of energy.
But aren't there times, Jamani, when you feel like, you just want to be a 12-year-old? You just want to have fun. I just want to go to school and have fun with my friends and not do a business. Do you have those moments?
Rarely, because I love the business so much, but sometimes with all of the orders, it can get a bit overwhelming at times, because even though I have my mother to help me, I do still need to go and just say, either if I need to say something, because sometimes people think they're talking to me when they're actually talking to her. So if they want a voice message, I have to still say the voice message sometimes in my free time when I'm doing something. So yeah, it gets a bit overwhelming, but it's not that bad.
Right. Why do you still pursue it despite the stress that comes with it and the challenges? Because I too feel like I'll stop sometimes. So I want to learn from you, what keeps you going? Why do you keep doing it?
Okay, I'm going to give you 5 reasons why. Number 1, I need the money. Number 2, it really helps me to build my character every day. And number 3, I got to be much more organized, because back then I was not that organized. Sometimes I would just not really do everything. I would get on the little to-do list all the time. So I would say that it's taught me to be more responsible. All right, number 4. Number 4 is that it's helped me build my personality, because sometimes I wasn't really always out there, I wasn't usually in the mood to give motivation all the time. But now that I'm in the business a lot, I really have to be always coming up with something to say for someone, and it really depends on the situation most of the time. Someone would usually say, I'm having trouble with business and I really just want to give up. What should I do? You'd have to come up with something in 3 seconds, and it has to be perfect, so perfect that it changes their life.
Wow, great. And the 5th one, sir? You think you passed 5 or no? You're on the 5th one now.
Thank you, Alric. The 5th one is, I would say, like it's really brought me closer to my mother as well. Because sometimes we would be a bit distant, but now that we have to be working together a lot because of the business, I'd say that it's brought us together and our relationship is much better.
Wow. All right, well, I don't think I could come up with those 5 reasons to stay into business, but hey, young Jamani, he got them right. So we take a break. When we come back, we'll see some sample of his work and we'll learn so much more about his business and about him staying in business.
The Alric Show.
Welcome back to the show. We continue our conversation with the 876 rug dealer, Jamani. And I have some mats here, or rugs here. Yes. Rugs, you prefer to say rugs?
Yes.
All right, cool. Right, old people like me say mats, right? So we have some rugs here and I'm seeing one, Living My Best Life. Why did you go this route to focus a lot on motivational quotes on the mats as well?
Because I love to see people smile, as I said before.
Yeah.
So I want to take a piece of advice and put it on something that will make people smile. Because the mats are already making people smile. So to put something that would make them smile even more, you know, that's a great idea. So
How do you define success?
I define success as, like, some people would usually define it as I've made it. You know, like some people say you could be rich, you could be famous. I mean, like Martin Luther King said, not everyone can be famous, but everyone can be great because greatness is determined by service. Now, how I would really define success is, you know, I would really say like it's about being famous and rich. I would just say it's about because
Impacting lives, really.
yes, and because you've also been put on this earth because for a purpose. So I would say that you've really succeeded in life when you've fulfilled your purpose. Some people's purpose could be to save souls. It could be to be a church pastor. Like, do you know how like Judas betrayed Jesus? And some people would say, oh, Judas is burning in hell. He's actually in heaven because he fulfilled his purpose. So if Judas didn't betray Jesus, he wouldn't go on the cross to, you know, save everybody.
Yeah.
So everyone has a purpose. And I would really say that success is fulfilling your purpose. That's my definition of success.
Right. So who do you do mats for? Tell me about your clientele.
I do it for average people, but recently I've been doing it for celebrities like Ramesh Entertainment and stuff.
Right. So you have one for the Alric Show?
I did, but it got ruined.
You got ruined. Okay. All right, cool. You'll fix it. So you have one here that says, turn back if you love chat people business. All right. So that's pretty good and that's pretty cool. And you do for other businesses too as well? You're getting a lot of orders for businesses as well?
Yes, I do.
Wow. All right. So you're making a lot of money. Are you making a lot of money?
I always make a lot of money.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's not the amount that is important to you. The fact is that your business is thriving, yeah?
Yes, sir.
I like that about you. All right, so mommy,
Yes, sir.
I mean, the quality here feels very rich.
Yeah.
That's what I like about it, Jamani. The quality is important to you.
Quality.
What are people saying about the quality, Matt? Rugs, let me say rugs.
People love it because it's nice to step on. Some people, like my grandmother, she ordered one for me and she doesn't really like put it outside. She just has it in front of her couch just so she can step on it because that's how good the texture is.
Yeah, all right. So I'm about to test this structure. So I'm going to take off my shoes.
Okay.
All right. And I'm going to give you my fair opinion. I think I have on a good socks today. All right. So I'm going to step on it so I can feel the texture. Yeah. It almost feels as if you can literally sleep on it.
But you can't. It's going to prickle your face. So I wouldn't really suggest that.
Well, maybe you wouldn't put your face on it, actually. But the texture is good. What are people saying about your quality? What do they say?
They say that it is amazing and they would love to buy more. I mean, some people just usually, they're all talk most of the time. But for the real legitimate people who actually keep their word and buy it, they say like the quality is great and they love to show it off.
All right. Wow. So, Mom?
Yes.
What's the support of his dad like into the business?
In terms of the business, it's me and him. because his dad is busy with his own business. So in terms of the business, I help him with the business when he is in school and stuff like that. I respond to messages, take the calls and stuff like that.
Wow. So it's a family of business people.
Yes.
You're surrounded. Jemani, you have like the full support literally.
Yeah. And grandma is an entrepreneur as well.
Yeah, big up grandma. All right, Jemani, what are your hopes that you have for yourself? What are your dreams that you have for yourself? And I'm giving you a lot of questions. and what words of encouragement do you have for business people like myself and to so many others out there who are pursuing, the business life?
So I would say to all those business people, love God, love yourself, and you should be just fine.
And what are the hopes that you have for yourself?
Well, the hopes that I have for myself are pretty high. I know that I'm going to do great in the future, and I know that my business will expand, and so my personality.
Yes. I mean, you're spitting out a wealth of knowledge just now. Thank you, my brother.
You should be taking notes.
Right, I have it on video. Right, Esther, right, what would you like to say to Jemani as a youngster, a 12-year-old who is doing good? What are your words to your son?
Something that I say to him all the time is that service is, and you have to be a person of value. Because when you're gifted, your gift takes you through the doors and in front of great men like you are. But when you actually get through the doors, the gift does not keep you there. You have to be a person of value. And when you're a person of value, nobody can ever fire you because your value is within you. So you have to be a person of value.
Jemani.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much for your time, sir. How much for one of these mats?
9,000.
Well, that's anyone.
Yes.
All right, cool. And how do people looking to buy your mats, how can they buy your mats?
You can go on Instagram. It's called 876 Rug Dealer, or you could just call this number 805-2133, and you could just place your order.
Yeah. All right. I'm looking forward, sir, to have you on this set again, sir.
So am I.
When you are sending mats to 500 countries, when it has become a global business, all right? So continue to do that and continue to push well, yeah?
I will continue to be a great man.
Thank you, right? And I'm looking forward to have you again. Great man. All right, Esther, thank you very much.
Thank
and
you for
continue to
having
groom your son, in the way of the Lord, all right?
I will.
All right, nice meeting you.
Nice to meet you too.
All right, so we want to thank Jemani and his mother Esther for joining us today on The Alwick Show. The Alwick Show will be back next week.
On The Alwick Show.